Hello, everyone. It is Shadi of Tuition Chat, and today we're going to talk about structure. Okay, so structure, foundations, what that looks like in your life. Okay, because when we give a physical characteristic of structure and foundation, a lot of people think first a home, building a firm foundation. What does that look like? What do those characteristics entail, and how do you get there? What are the materials needed for a firm foundation? Okay, so it's here on 2023 0823 0655 here on the East Coast of the United States. And I'll just go ahead. I have another channel between here and there, Thrive Based Consulting Business surrounding global hygiene and applications of information technology. We protect the people by we protect the legacy by protecting the people. So that's my other business. So that's the reason why the background has these world map tools and other things, periodic table. And so yeah, so if you see me floating in the internet ethers, you'll be like, wait, I thought she was on Tuition Chat. Yes, Tuition Chat is more focused on the metaphysical. Between here and there is more focused on the physical aspects of what we can do to prepare ourselves for to best thrive on the planet. So physical versus metaphysical, I would say. But however, you cannot separate the two completely. Okay. So structure, foundation, it's the mental, spiritual, and the physical. So when you have a firm foundation of who you are as an individual, it allows you to build other structures on that foundation. Okay. So the mental aspects, you are constantly learning. If you ever come to a point where you feel you're not learning something, you're not coming across new information, some of the things that you can do to refresh and rejuvenate and exercise your brain are brain games. Okay, so whether that's getting a book out and you playing Sudoku, you're doing a word search, you sign up online for a word of the day, or you look up some random, not random facts, but facts about a particular place, um, Guinness Book of World Records, things of that are going to generate some, it's going to put you in a different mental state. Because if you continuously stay in the same state, repeating the same knowledge, you can start to enter into what I like to say is like, I know it all. No one knows it all. Even the geniuses of this planet do not know everything. Guess what? They specialize in one specific area and dedicated their life's work, right? They say we only get this one life, right? So their life's work on concentrating and refining that information. So when it comes to your mental capacity, it's going to allow your brain to comprehend new information that's coming into your world and help you maneuver and operate with that information. Therefore, you need new material, okay? That's like using the same foundation in a place that is a flood zone, using the same foundation where it's dry versus where it's, cold. All these things come into play when it comes to building your foundation. Like, for example, concrete. Concrete wouldn't necessarily be the best option in a very wet area, at least for setting the foundation, right? Because after it's hardened and established, then you can build on top of it and it can be solidified that way. However, there are other options that you can look at that would be best suited for those conditions. Foundation, right? The spiritual aspect of it is having that communion with spirit, okay? Every day we wake up Boom, boom. Not 2 feet on the ground. Okay? And so when we do that, first of all, to give gratitude and thanks, it is very small. It is, it small in the sense of that is a starting point. You know, a mustard, what's it say, mustard, a faith the size of a mustard seed. Sometimes that's how your gratitude starts out, because you can get overwhelmed with life's matrix, the smoke and mirrors, the other struggles and strains that you may feel come with this reality. And we all go through it. We all, like what Kanye said, we all got bills unless we children or something, something to that effect. Yeah, we all go through this experience in different angles, different perceptions, and different people we interact with, different personalities and energies. However, holistically, if we were to boil it and concentrate it, it would be very similar, okay? And so with spirituality, you must have that understanding of your connection. How do you commune with the Most High, okay? So look at, actually, let's take this map, right? There are people here in the United States that are essentially separated from the rest of the world, right? The East. And so therefore, their ideas, their languages, how they respond, how the sun looks to them on their, where they are on land or water, because there's water people as well. So there's an experience that is to be had here. And so therefore, when there's conversation about spirituality, they're going based off of their experiences. When you look at, even in biblical terms, if you think about Christianity, there's what they call the New Testament or Testament. What is that? A testimony. Okay, so if you think about the structure of words, testament, testimony, testimonial. So these are people's stories of how they were in communion with the Most High and how you were delivered from those situations. And I say that to say not everyone has the same type of relationship with the Most High and how they communicate. So one should avoid passing judgment on how that's done. If it's harming someone else, if it's preventing, blocking, bending someone's will, then that's where you're going to have an issue. You're going to literally have an issue with your angels and the Most High. So avoid looking at things as this is the end all be all. You have to do it this way. Otherwise, you cannot thrive on this planet. People put roadblocks. There are religious wars. There are things of that nature that occur. If you go to some place like India here, right? India, Nepal, they are very open to allow people to openly express how they commune with spirit in the middle of the road. I mean, still a form of respect for other people, so moving out the way so people can still transport whatever they need to on the roads. However, it's still a respect of, okay, this is how you communicate with spirit. I'm going to let you do your thing. I'm going to do my thing over here. And there's no strife and struggle. Because we all have different missions. And our missions combine with one another because it's coming from one source. So we have to take it upon ourselves to say, no matter how this looks to other people, I know what faith, I know what my communion, I know what my intuition has guided me in the process of giving love, peace, and joy and gratitude. Thanks for the Most High being that foundation in my life. Okay? So, yeah, that's the only way you can really look at another person's religion in a negative view is if they're doing something against you. You know, you're you're using your energy to set someone on a negative course. They're divine. Everyone is of the child of God. The children of God are on divine mission. We got divine orders. Okay, listen. I'm ex-military. I'm a vet. When you get your orders, you carry out those orders. You stay on mission. The only time that mission shifts is with whoever gave you those initial orders told you, now I need you to shift right. I need you to go up 6 more steps. I need you to take a 30-degree turn this way. That's the only guide that you need. However, with you spiritually, whether that's religion, some people say spirituality, I tend to lean more towards spirituality because I've traversed this planet. And like I said earlier, there are so many ways in which people communion with spirit. And so therefore, I've come to the conclusion that because of these different languages, because of where people live in the world, because of the different things that we're interacting with the planet, we have a different response to how the Most High shows in our reality, to where I've looked at other religions, the Baha'i faith, Muslims, looking at information in the Torah, and combining all of that and saying, okay, cumulatively, this is what's happening on the planet. This is how people have shown faith, the unseen, right? However, however, you go out into nature really, to where you're surrounded around trees, you're surrounded around mountains, sand, water, or maybe in a valley. These things can block out those vibrations, which will pull you out of the garden. You remove those disturbances and really get to your divine purpose, who you are, so that way this inside, the spirit inside the vessel can communicate directly up to the Most High, and you can figure out, hey, this is the plan. I need you to go over to this place at this particular time because I'm divinely lining things up. There's only one time that's important, and that's God's time. That's divine timing. That's the Most High's time. Okay? You know, we got different time zones. You can check out some videos on Between Here and There about time zones and how those are. I'll drop something in the comments so you can check it out. So yeah, spiritually, how do you connect? Nature is a huge piece of that because this physical experience, this human experience, has to do with the planet. We'll drop here. This is the medium in which our body communicates. The sun provides us nutrients. The earth has a negative charge, and that negative charge is able to release the negative, literally the negative from our body, balance us. And so therefore we need to get a better understanding of it. Okay, there are some people that literally have religions of nature, and that's how they commune with the Most High. Get in the energy of realizing that there are so many different people on this planet. And once you get to see at the base level, we're all going through a very similar experience. We all got to eat, sleep, shelter. Then you're moving up the rungs when you think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's a pyramid which displays our foundation at the very bottom, the things that we need the most, the physiological needs, these physical needs. Then you move up higher and higher to the very top of the pyramid, is self-actualization, where you completely know who you are. You're not swayed or deterred from anything else. You are completely there and the closest physically on this in this reality that you can get to the Most High. That's why pyramids were constructed, to reach the heavens, right? Very high structures to reach the heavens. Okay. So the physical aspect of your foundation. You're in this spacesuit, you're in this body, okay? So we have to take care of it. So just like with spirituality, you commune with spirit every day. You need to communion with your body as well, because this is the vessel, this is the vehicle that is going to propel you forward into whatever destiny that you see fit. And destiny and destination, yes, they are the same structure, the same background. However, think about your destiny as a vastness, okay? So you want to reach this particular point. However, don't have it predetermined to where once you get there, that's the end all be all, okay? Once you reach there, it's going to open up other gates to other dimensions, to other realities, and you further progress. The end destination is to be in the kingdom of the Most High, the kingdom of the light, okay? So, mental, spiritual, and physical. Physical body, you do not have to give it too much strife and struggle. Now, if you want to do extreme sports, you want to do HIIT training, you want to do like intense, like military, special forces workouts, have at it. What you must do with your physical body is to get in tune with it so you know about it. So I suggest using pictures first to get an idea of exactly how your body is constructed. Your skeletal system, your muscular system, your tendons, your organs, your veins, your arteries, okay? How your body responds to heat, to cold, different feels, textures, tastes. You have to get that understanding of your physical body, so when it's giving you information, you can respond appropriately. Gut instinct has a lot to do with your gut health. So if you're consuming foods that do not align with it being clean foods meaning you're not putting artificial things in it, because once it ingests into the body, you don't have like you can't use your mind and say, oh, I want you to break down into this chemical compound. You don't. Your body, your organs are going to do what they feel is best to break down. Sometimes those things, they don't feel good, or it breaks it down into a chemical combination that's hazardous to you. So if you put in clean ingredients, you can rest assured that when it's going through the process of digestion, it's breaking it down and reconstructing chemical compounds in which are beneficial to your body, to grow your hair, to grow your skin, to strengthen your connective tissue, so you're able to maneuver and jump and run or do whatever you need to do with this physical body. As the physical body is the very first vehicle needed to traverse this planet. Well, not needed, it is what it is, right? It's the first vehicle that's used to traverse this planet. We were walking and running before we were driving vehicles, before we were on boats, and before we were on planes. So you have to ensure throughout your lifetime and into the next, depending on what you believe in, right, that you keep the physical body strong. So what you put into it, what you listen to, okay? Look at the structure of your ear canal, how it bounces on a drum, how we love drums. how that feels within our physical being, those vibrations. So, when you have a structure that is firm, when anything else you're interacting with, you can easily tap into those three: mental, spiritual, and physical, to gain insight and intuition as to how to interact with that energy. Someone's bringing you something that doesn't make sense. Okay, I process that mentally. 2 plus 3 is not equaling 6. I needed to equal 6. What's happening? Spiritually, I feel that something is telling me not to do this. What is that? That's your spiritual connection. And you have to get in communion with spirit to know that it's the Most High. And that's why I'm a huge advocate for getting in communion with the Most High. Yes, a lot of people speak on Jesus and wear the cross and the crucifixion, and I hope they use that as a reminder that the flesh is just that, the flesh. The Most High can revive it at any time. You should move without fear. False evidence appearing real. That's what that represents. Jesus is an angel, the sacrificial lamb, the shot heard across the world. Because at that time, people were going to the extremes to disobey the light. So that had to be done. All of that evidence against him, all those people against him, and following stories and feeding into the darkness and not seeking within themselves their own spiritual connection and communion. For them to say, well, you know what, we should not be treating him this way. What has he really done to get this fate? But the Most High is saying that's not the end. If I already told you you're good, I got you, I will raise you from the dead. You will rise again and better than ever. So where's your fear? Where's your doubt? You are my child. And that's something too we have to realize in the spiritual community, in the religious community, which is all again under the same umbrella and the same curator and creator. We have to have that understanding that as the Most High is the curator and creator, yes, we are nice people. We are of the light. We rejoice in its creation and its name. However, we do have a vicious side that can come out when we have to be warriors for the Most High's purpose. And not in the sense of Christian crusades, because that's a I feel my religion is the best and therefore you have to convert to whatever I believe. Again, rewind back to the beginning where I said there's so many different people on the planet. These are pictures in which put things in perspective, but you need to get out and travel and see how vast this planet is. To think someone across the water that's never even seen any being that looks like you, for them to come into their reality and how they've been operating their generations, and for them to tell them it's wrong, you need to convert, you need to believe in this. Matter of fact, change your language. Language is important. Change your language and how you communion with the Most High, because mine is the right way. That's where we start leading into hate, extremism. Even in religion, there are extremes where people feel that their view is so right, they're willing to physically get in altercations. God fights my battles. But again, with the physical foundation, I got the physical body if I have to lay hands. However, that's the last resort. Because we pray. We don't want to get into a cycle, okay? We don't want to get into a negative cycle because whatever you put out comes back to you. And that's important when you even think about you're hating or disrespecting people. You are generating that energy. We're generators, right? So you're generating that energy out into the ethers, out into this vastness, and so therefore it's going to come back. When it comes back, there's even more energy there. So it's going to be returned to sender. So all that negative you were pushing out is coming back to you tenfold. And then there's still some more energy left. So the Most High and the angels can work up something to transmute that energy and provide you with gifts. Provide you with whatever is needed. Energy cannot be neither be created nor destroyed, only transformed or transmuted. Our foundation is important. Who we are is most important. Avoid signing up to be someone else. That's what clones are, literally. You're signing up your lifestyle, your personality, and everything for another. We have to remove the veil and see that our uniqueness is what's going to paint the entire picture. Right now, we're sitting with 3 puzzle pieces on a 1,000 puzzle piece board. Because everyone is cookie cutter. This is how I think. This is how I want to physically be. And again, that foundation. Mentally, I'm thinking this way. I'm listening to the same music. I'm doing the same things everyone else is doing. Spiritually, I'm following those same things. Now, that's not to say to deviate, because you do need to have a foundation of where you can safely have these experiences. And it's not always safe, okay? I say that in the fact of maybe getting around someone that you either admire, someone that's a parental figure, etc., and see what they're doing to gain success in their life, okay? And have the wisdom enough to say, okay, are you practicing dark arts or are you practicing arts of the light, okay? And so you can look at what they're doing, start to implement that into your life, but you transmute it in a way that fits your connection, okay? That's just like someone getting a recipe. Everyone can get the same recipe and show up for the potluck, and it's all going to taste differently. Why? Because of the love you put in it, your perception, your experiences. So when that foundation is unshakable, you can interact with the world a lot better. Because you're operating from a place of understanding that all of us come from the Most High. We're all divine beings that are of the light. Now, got it, I have to make mention, there are beings, narcissists, toxic people that have chose the darkness constantly. And so they've given their souls to the fallen angel. And as long as they're living, they could potentially repent and shift and change. However, if you see those things, if your foundation is shaking, you have to exit from those relationships. It could be friends, family, associations. You have to remove yourself physically, spiritually, and mentally, because when you interact with something, there's an energy exchange. Even if you have an argument, there's an energy exchange. So ensure that you're refocusing, rebalancing, nourishing the mental, spiritual, and physical. So when you come across these different energies, you can process them effectively. Okay. This video is a little longer than I would have liked. However, every single message was needed, and so I had to continue on. Thank you for being here. Like, share, subscribe, pass this information on. I'm going to put up probably some shorter clips so you can pass those, and it could be a quick little something before you head off to work. I thank you for being here at Tuition Chat. I want to eventually start bringing in other people's views because I feel like that is very important as a prophetess, as a child of God, to also have different energies express their experience within their physical vessel, right? So how men are interacting, how other women are interacting, right? So I hope you take this blueprint of the structure, the mental, physical, and spiritual, write it out, display what those things entail to you. Literally, you can create 3 pillars on a piece of paper: mental, spiritual, physical. You can put spiritual first, actually, because before we're in this vessel, we're spirit, okay? Spiritual, mental, physical. And write out what all those things entail. Also write out what things that you need to improve in those areas. I know for me in the physical area, again, ex-military, I'm used to every day throughout the week getting up and going for a run and doing calisthenics. And I have to do that to maintain my body. So I do it in a different way than I did when I was in the service, because I have, I can flex my time. But anyway, like, share, subscribe, drop some comments down there so we can get some conversation going, and enjoy yourself. Enjoy your day.